thank you in advance. So when most people think of brands, they think of logos specifically. Pepsi, Cola, Chrysler, all of these things have logos that are brand specific, styles, colors, aesthetics. We're going to look at terms that reflect what we're doing. We're going to look at our audience. We're going to look at our mission, the services we provide. All of those things come front and center. See, there's an association when it comes to brand. Once you establish those things in the right way, the identity behind it, the story of the company, all of these things make you unique from the competition. And brand is something that's really, really pivotal at the heart of that. So this phase is after the development of all of that. But I wanted to show you really quickly how I do it. In this example, you're going to see me going to Pinterest and a few sites. Specifically, I go to them to see inspiration and evaluate other connections that folks may have to certain brands. So I have a 3-step process with this. I create a specific board to that project, and it's a representation of all the collection of things that I may reference. So when I see something I like, I may snag it, pin it to that particular board to reference, but I also do myself a favor and save it offline. There are 2 reasons in which why I do that. One, I always want to keep a record of what I'm referencing so that I can always go back to it, send it to the client so they can take a look at it. And there's a collection of inspiration that speaks to me relative to this brand. The second reason I do it and save it offline is so that I can use those assets in creating a mood board and or stylescape later on. I'll get into that a little bit deeper after this, but that's the main reason why I usually create a board to pin certain inspirations immediately there, but then I also create them offline. Most people would think that's a little excessive because you have it in multiple locations, but for me, it works, and there is a reason why I do that. So what colors are they choosing? What aesthetic direction are they focused on? All of those things play a role because I don't want to mimic or copy them. Maybe I want to stand out with this particular brand, or maybe there's something that has already existed or is out now, and I don't want to be influenced by what exists. I save these assets. And the great thing about using Figma is there's a tool that they have that's a companion tool called FigJam. So once I create a FigJam board, I usually set it to a certain size. And then I take a collection of those assets and drag it onto that board. What you'll see here is me manipulating the placement, the positioning, sort of the look and feel of it. And you'll start to see it come alive. You start to see the blend of either gradients, tones, shades of color, different moods that it will put you in. Hence the name mood board, because it facilitates a connection, an emotional connection to the user once they see it, once they connect to it, and once they start to associate the name and or services, products, and more that you have in that space. That's really the fundamental goal and the rule of thumb when doing these things. Logos, design aesthetics, and more. This is a multitude of things, both physical and digital, that you are inspired by. And I think that is the best way to create a mood of your choice. So if you found value in this video, feel free to give it a like, share it with someone that you feel can benefit from it, and consider subscribing, and make sure you hit that bell to get notified of the next video. Until then, your life has color, so make sure you design it that way.